Good morning, everybody. I just recorded and I turned it off instead of recording it. But welcome to the war zone. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make power smoothies in the morning for yourself that are healthy, for your family, if you have kids. I know it's probably the looks of it by the time we're done. You might not want to drink it yourself, but who knows? And you know, a lot of the ingredients that I have back here are really good ingredients, which you can find at discount stores. You know, a lot of companies, like especially Whole Foods and other good brands, will sell off huge amounts of stock to these discount stores, and so you're able to get quality food for discount price, affordable prices. So let me show you some of the foods that we got. This is the war zone here. This is where I do most of my cooking, and this is where I do my kitchen is terrible. It's not even set up for a kitchen. But I'm making a smoothie this morning. So these are going to be the ingredients that I use. I pulled out. There's an apple. I mean, I'll even use the stalk. You know, well actually, I'll pull the piece of wood out, but I'll use the bottoms of it, you know. So I just throw all this stuff into the blender. I also brought a pear. Knowing this is going to be like a full smoothie, you know. If you want to get all the good stuff into your smoothie, banana. Now, my dad, he doesn't eat bananas, so I always have to hold off on the bananas. Ginger. Ginger's always a good source, you know. Now, half of my ingredients are organic, half of them aren't, you know. It's sometimes you just can't afford to buy the expensive stuff. And that's why I always shop at the discount stores first. White vinegar. It's great for washing off pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, anything that they would have been spraying on it, fertilizer, residue. Make a 1 to 3 part mixture, so that with white vinegar and water, and then you just spray it on your vegetables. Or what I do is I just put a little bit in a bowl and then like wash the fruit or vegetables or whatever it is that I'm going to be eating in it. I even do orange peels, even though you're like peeling off the peel. You should still wash it just in case any residue are on it, because your hands will touch the food afterwards. Carrots, I leave the skin on. I do wash them as well. Just because I feel that the peel has a lot of the nutrients as well in it. Now, a lot of people juice their food, and I don't fully agree with that. And I actually had a friend here the other day who was telling me, because, so I use the kale, right? I'll strip out the stems of the kale, and he was saying, well, I don't get the nutrients from this stalk that I didn't use. And I just thought that was funny, because I use the smaller stalks, you know, on the plant, but I was like, you just juice it. I like blend it, so I'm actually still getting all of this kale, you know, and it's like, it's what you want. You want to just stuff this in there. So sometimes what you'll do, let me put the camera up so you guys can kind of watch me. I'll try to stay out of the way as much. I even got like oil here. So the oils are really good when they're raw or when they're cold instead of heating them up. I'll show you all the ingredients. I use the flax oil, and then this is blue-green algae, you know, and I got a lot of this stuff at discount stores, you know. This is all like good quality food and supplements, like more wholesome supplements. I mean, I put this in just to relax and just to help my brain, you know, the ginkgo and skullcap. The apple cider vinegar, it's a necessity. You have to have it in there. You have to be drinking that all the time, as much as possible. The more the better. It doesn't have to be this brand. There's very few brands that are unpasteurized. And I feel that unpasteurized is better. There's germs are all right. You know, you don't want to kill all the germs, otherwise your body's not exposed and it won't be able to build up an immune system You don't always have to use juice. I like to use juice just as a liquid to help solidify it a little bit more, to get it to flow, or otherwise it just kind of, it gets so thick that it doesn't even really turn. So let me make the smoothie. I'm like already kind of procrastinating on it. Now the apple cider vinegar, you would normally, you know, I'd say a tablespoon per 8 ounces. Everybody has their different amounts. I mean, I can understand that, like, you have more sensitivity to it. I'm just reaping the benefits of it, so to me, I know the benefits of apple cider vinegar. So that's why I don't care. Turmeric is really, really good. You want to make sure that you peel it. This is some stuff that got sprayed with, that had like chemicals, probably some like an herbicide and fertilizer added to it. But the organic stuff is normally like 18 bucks. So you have to be prepared to, like, it's kind of expensive to get the good stuff. Sometimes, like I said, you just do what you can do. The pear, I'm already getting pretty full, so I'm going to have to bring in some juice. Even the juice actually is probably a little bit too much. Like I said, don't believe this 100% natural stuff, even though there's a lot of food that is 100% natural. Natural, you would find in nature. You would go out there and it would just be there in nature. If it has to be processed, it's not natural. So, coconut water is really good, high in potassium, magnesium. It's about 100% natural right down there. Just a selling tactic. I'm covering up the name because, well, I feel bad that I have to support this company, you know, and then I have to support these giant corporations. Like, I'm dependent on these giant corporations to bring me my food, and I know that the food that they're giving me is like less than dog food quality. It's disgusting, you know. So I try not to show any companies that I don't agree with. I definitely agree with all the company labels that I just showed you. Already started making it too thick. Now pears are really sweet. They're used a lot of the time as like a natural sugar for fruit juice, as apple juice, grape juice, pear juice. It's a really sweet fruit, especially if you let it sit out for a while and let it get really mushy. It like really brings the sugars out and the flavors in the fruit. So if you're eating fruit that has no flavor in it, then it's still not ripe, and you should probably let it sit. Like, kind of, I would put it in a paper bag in like the sun, you know, that way the heat will kind of like help bring out the like flavors in it. Now, I know a lot of people disagree with what this is, but I mean, I think just a little bit of garlic. I know that it's hard to eat garlic in the morning, especially on an empty stomach. But you just take a little clove. I just find a little one. I don't take one of the big ones off the side. I'll save those for cooking. Just take a little clove. You know, put it in the smoothie. That gives you a lot of antibiotics, probiotics. Excuse me. It's also got a lot of immune support in it. And all of these have different amounts. You should always start out little. You know, if you're taking a new supplement, you're not going to be able to just take a bunch of it right away. And I always suggest powder, because a lot of the time your body, if you just take a pill, it just passes right through your body and your body doesn't really absorb it that much. So it's a waste of money for you, and it's less efficient for your body. Now that I'm adding all sorts of other natural, healthy ingredients, I also freeze a lot of stuff. When it's the season, I'll pick blackberries, I'll pick blueberries, or whatever, you know, and then I'll freeze it. I would bust them out, but I'm already beyond, as you can see. I'm going to be drinking some just so I can finish the smoothie. I come into that problem a lot. But then, you know, I'll pour it into a quart container or a half-gallon container, and that way I'll be able to use it throughout the day, you know. I normally try to finish it by the end of the day. I'll try to drink it within 15 minutes, you know, a big glass of it. That way I get like most of the nutrients immediately, the fresh stuff. Now that's not saying that you won't get the nutrients later from it, but you want to always get the freshest nutrients. Like I grow a lot of my own food, so it's easy for me to just go pick it from the garden, bring it in like the kale, and just throw it right in there, you know. And pretty soon I'll be having apples and pears and stuff like that, which I can just pick off the tree and put it directly, and I won't have to rely on getting them pre-picked from the store so they can be ripe by the time I buy them. You know what I'm saying? So with the oils, it's really important that you have the blender mixing when you're doing the oils. That way the oil just doesn't float to the top. It'll actually like get absorbed into the liquid around it. So I'll just try to estimate you know, 3 or 4 tablespoons of the flaxseed oil. Flaxseed oil is really high in, you know, omega fatty acids, like a natural source. And then a little olive oil as well. And what I like about it is it gives it a nice creamy flavor to the actual smoothie. So, then I do have a little fruit also in another pear. You know, the kale is really good, raw kale. And a lot of people just juice it, but in reality, the actual like whole plant is more beneficial to you. You'll get probably 80% more nutrients from actually eating the plant than just juicing it. And at this point, you'll have so much sweetness in it that apples, that you don't need to add any juice to it. You only need a little liquid. Just to get it going. And this will be the end product. It's this green smoothie, and you know what? If it bubbles or you don't drink it and you think it might be going bad, you know what? It's okay. It's just fermenting, and fermented food is actually really healthy for you as well. So, I mean, pretty much I wouldn't worry about it. I've waited a week and fermented it on purpose myself, and the apple cider vinegar and the sugars that it got from all the fruit will definitely help out with the fermentation. And I mean, you really only have to let it ferment for like 5 days or something, and you get healthy, beneficial, more probiotics from all the enzymes and stuff just brewing away on their own natural way. So as you can see, most of the food has been dissipated, and I hope you guys have a great day, and you guys can try your own ingredients. You know, you can always add whatever you need. If it's too sweet, if it's too sour, if it's too bitter, if it's the apple cider vinegar, it does give it like a little fermenty taste to it, but after drinking it now for almost a year straight, I actually enjoy the taste a lot, and I put it in my dog's water. I give them a teaspoon per gallon, you know, because it helps them. They're not always eating the best food as well, even though you try to buy them like 100% natural. Dog food doesn't necessarily mean that they're getting that 100% natural dog food. So, anyways, I hope you guys all have a great day, and it is 2/11/2014, and peace out, and I love you all.